once again to Constel English. I am your host, Menchi Pascual. In the previous episode, we learned about the process approach to writing. Writing is a recursive process because it goes through several stages and repeats some of these stages. Today, we shall talk about the requirements of topical paragraphs, and these are unity, completeness, order, and coherence. These are the factors that contribute to effective paragraph writing. An effective topical paragraph must meet 4 requirements. First, it must discuss one topic only. That is, its statements and illustrations must display a unity of subject matter, often expressed in a topic sentence. Second, it must say all that the readers need to know about the topic. It must be complete enough to do what it is intended to do. Third, the sentences within the paragraph must exhibit an order that the readers can recognize and follow. Fourth, the sentences within the paragraph must display coherence, allowing readers to move easily from one sentence to the next without feeling that there are gaps in the sequence of ideas. We'll talk more about these requirements after a few reminders. Please stand by. Welcome once again. What is unity in paragraph development? Paragraph unity requires the careful development of the idea in the paragraph. To achieve this, each sentence must show a clear connection to the topic sentence. Let me show you a sample paragraph to illustrate my point. The people's community is not an actual place, but an assortment of principles. The friendship among members, the common Tao feeling, the sharing syndrome are all central to the member's sense of belongingness. Second paragraph, the community is located in a landscape where members can commune with everyday happenings, going to the market, haggling, wrestling with traffic, and others. Third, their culture contains many caring, loving, down-to-earth dealings with the people in the middle of noise, pollution, and congestion. 4. But whatever is offered to the members of this community, life goes on as time passes by. Notice that each succeeding sentence casts light on the topic. All the sentences together focus on the distinguishing features of the people's community. Any sentence that drifts away from the topic blurs the focus of the paragraph and obscures the purpose. The second major requirement of an effective paragraph is completeness. The extent to which an idea is explained is determined by the kind of explanation the readers need. The writer decides this on the basis of his or her knowledge of the subject. Now, too much information can overwhelm the readers. Too little can annoy them. Inexperienced writers tend to supply too little detail. Consider this example. Sign language is a language unto itself. It has its own rules that determine the meaning and significance of each gesture. Experts familiar with these rules can use their hands to communicate extremely complex thoughts. If that is all the writer says about sign language, most readers will find the paragraph incomplete because the first 2 sentences are mere statements of the topic. This paragraph would only satisfy readers already familiar with sign language, and even then, such readers would not even need this brief paragraph. The writer must provide further explanation. Take a look at this paragraph this time. Sign language is a language unto itself with its own syntax and grammar. Adjectives follow nouns, as in Romance languages. In sign, one says, "House blue," establishing a picture of what is being described and then embellishing on that. Many sign language sentences begin with a time element and then proceed with what happened, thereby conjugating the verbs, the movement of the shoulders, the speed of the hands, the facial expression, the number of repetitions of a sign. All these combine with the actual signs to give meaning to the language. How different is this paragraph from the first? Obviously, the additions to the paragraph clarify the concept of sign language. Detailed information is necessary to make the meaning of the short paragraph clear. Of course, you can tell your students that they can always begin with a short paragraph if their purpose is to state the idea and then develop the topic sentence in greater detail in a subsequent paragraph. In that case, the second paragraph would complete the first paragraph. These examples demonstrate that your students need to spell out the implications of a topic sentence with facts, illustrations, whatever is needed. Unless they give the readers the necessary information, they will fail to achieve their purpose. They easily could give flesh, so to speak, to incomplete paragraphs once they realize that every generalization must be developed with supporting details. The third major requirement of an effective paragraph is order. You saw in the previous examples that when sentences point in various directions, readers are likely to have trouble following the writer's line of reasoning. What is order in paragraph writing? Order in a paragraph is like organization in an essay, but because paragraphs are smaller in scope, it may be more appropriate to describe order as direction of movement. There are 4 directional patterns in expository paragraphs, and these are: 1. From general to particular. 2. From particular to general. 3. From whole to parts. 4. From question to answer, or from effect to cause. Let's take up the first directional pattern, general to particular. This pattern moves from a general statement, often a topic sentence, to specific explanations or illustrations of that statement. You saw this kind of classification in the paragraph on sign language. The purpose of the paragraph is to help the reader understand the general statement. That meaning becomes increasingly clear as the paragraph progresses. A particular to general pattern reverses the preceding pattern. It begins with specific information and leads to a general conclusion, as in this example. We look at family photographs in which we stand next to plush and posh backgrounds and in which we are wearing period costumes, and we do not gaze fascinated because there we are, young again, or there we are standing, as we never will again in life, next to our mother. We stare and drift because there we are, historical. It is the dress or the shirt, the red car that interests us now and draws us beyond our mother's arms, which once caught us. We reach into the attractive impersonality of something more significant than ourselves. Notice that the writer uses several general to particular patterns